It says I'm live. Hello, Dora Lynn. Hello, Denise. I forgot what I even wore today because I hadn't taken my jacket off yet. I'm still cold. I'm not turning the heat up yet. But I'm going to add the last of the pumpkins on here today. I don't have all the pieces cut yet, but that's me. That's me. But welcome, everybody. And it's like, seems like it's dark in here, but it's not. It's just that time of day. Hi, Marla. Miss Blue Ranch. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Mary. It is a beautiful day out here. Not so warm because it's like 60 some degrees because when I was outside doing my dog follow-ups, picking up after them, and I mean them because Austin's was here last night too. But it's like, put this light back over here for now. Oh, Laura's working on her quilt on the long arm. So, like, she needed to see me on big screen. You could have kept me down a little. But I got some more pieces to cut. I've been trying to go through all my stuff. 76 up there today. It's like, oh, let me see what my temp is. I have the beautiful weather, but I have the aroma of a pork roast cooking. Austin decided that he was cooking dinner. So I have a pork roast cooking. The potatoes and carrots are got to be added in at 1:30. So I might have to pop off for a minute. I forgot about that. And it's like looking for the temp. It's 65 and sunny. That's what it is here. 65. So I'm trying to use up all these little pieces I have. And then going by this gal's measurement, I'm always confused. 2.5 by 1.5. 1.5, 2.5. She writes them backwards. She has it 1.5 by 2.5. And it's width by length. And it's supposed to be the other way around. So it's like, then I put that where it's supposed to be. But trying to use up all my scraps before I start cutting into bigger pieces. Was digging through my cupboard and found some more pieces, and it's like, okay, that worked. Oh, come on, you guys. You're all warmer than me. Dang it. That's not fair. I want sunny or warmer. It's like Alani this morning. She wanted to wear a dress until we walked outside, and she said, "Ooh, it's cold." I says, "Yeah, it's colder today than it was yesterday." Because yesterday I told her it's probably going to be your last dress. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Kenneth. Trying to cut these pieces, and it's not working with everything laying here on my table. That's what I have that design board. This is why I have an easel. Use it, right? I'm even cutting wonky corners. It's like I cut 2 different sizes because it'll work. Because it doesn't matter what the corners of the pumpkin are. They're not perfect. 90 degrees? Well, why is everybody warmer? That global warming missed me. I would like that global warming. There's that one. Let's see if I can get this piece up there without the pieces falling off. They want on the pattern, they want these mirror image, the tall one over here, to mirror with that one. And it's like, I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. And then I'm not satisfied with this pumpkin. It looks like a total square. So I think I'm going to take and open that up. But it's like, don't worry about it. Just do it. Hi, Mary Webb. Hi, Maureen. Hi, So Terry. Yeah, I did all the damage I could do for a while today. I mean, I could do more damage. But I have my newest rule is do not 2.5 by 5. So 5 by 2.5. Can't even pick up anything. And how's Maureen today? Okay, this one goes up here above that one. Stay up there. Okay, pick you up, put you there. And then I need a 2.25. 2.25. Okay, by 1.5. 1.5. 2.25. It's like I did start on some of the leaves. Well, it's like I just sat that roller down. I have to cut it two sides, not one. Have you heard anything new from Susan Munger? Her mom lost everything. Yes. It's like her mom got picked up by Susan's daughter yesterday. And Susan's going through her stuff to get her some stash built back up. They figure it's going to be like 6 to 7 months before her house is ready for her to come back to. I don't know. I'm hoping that she doesn't have a big setback like last time. That funeral that just got the best of her. It's like, so if someone wants to send some scrap material, and hi, Kathy. But it's like, if people want to send things, we send them to Susan in care of her, and then she'll make sure she gets them. But it's just one of those things. You hate it when something happens. Okay, 2 inches is this one. But it's like, we can all help a fellow quilter. It's like, I'll go through my stuff later. 2.5. It's like, I think my son just drove by. That goes there. And 2.25. Okay. Got a 2.5 and 2.25. And if you hear that fly, Susan Munger, her mom lost everything in the flood, Kathy. So she's up living with her granddaughter for till the house is ready for her to go back. 1.25 inches by 2 1.25 inches. Where the heck's the 2? It's like, yeah, she took it really rough on that one funeral she went to. So I'm hoping that she can make it through this one. It's like at 82 years of age, we don't always bounce back. It's like we don't always bounce back. We think we can, but it's not always. It's like this last fall or slide. I always got to remember what it was. My last slip in the mud. It's like, it wasn't the best for me, but it's like, it's slow. Hi, Nancy. And, so Terry knows what it's like because she's been through it. It's like, it's amazing, what our body can go through. And age doesn't help any. So sorry for Susan's mom. My relatives are in, and they said it was the worst hurricane they ever saw, and they've been there for 26 years. So much water. Yes. Yes, her mom is Barb. Okay, this goes on top of that one. This one goes on top of that one. Looks like all the dots have been filled. If not, I got more fabric here. I can find it. But I've been trying to go through my collection of stuff I have, and it's like, just get things done is what I want to do. And how's Nancy doing? I haven't seen you on for a while. And then sometimes I'll see you, and it's like I don't get a chance to say anything because the type goes past so fast. So I didn't even bring backup today. 18 feet of water in my house. The house moved, and it's all gone. And I know the heartache and the scars it leaves. Yes. It's like the closing, I'm not sure because it's like they never said anything on that behalf. But right now, it's just the heartbroken part, everything that's missing. I think more than anything. It's just hard to deal with. Sometimes you don't even know for sure if a person's going to go back to sewing. It's like you just never know. I thought about blocks and putting a quilt together. Yeah. But it's just one of those things. I did think about just wonky blocks so we could build the quilt. Find somebody to long arm it. And then she could come back with a new quilt. That wouldn't have to, wait for her to come home. We could send one in love. Hubby had his treatment today. Okay. Laura says she can long arm it. So it's just one of those things we're looking at possibility. I have I have spare blocks. Now that doesn't. Laura's getting looser. Does that mean she's drinking, or is it her stitching, her long arming's getting looser? I know what it means. It's like, it's just funny. She's been drinking over there. So I gotta find what this little thing is on top of my computer. I was downloading my check register that I use, and it's like it decided to add this little icon on my board here. You have orphan blocks. Okay. It's like we're not worried about what size, because if you haven't noticed, if I put the quilt top together, I can sandwich any block together. I can sandwich anything together. I can make it fit. I can put a filler. I can do this. I love the collage quilts. Featherweight foot control. Don't run the brother. Dang machines. They do what they want. Yeah. Update on Ronnie the other day. They took her that CA 125 that she used to be like 3,000. She is 0.5. She is so thrilled to see that 0.5. And then the secretary has not showed up for work this week, so she's at work filling in again. But I am very happy to hear 0.5 myself. It's like everybody's prayers have helped. It's like always keep you informed. Got to go see Miss Cutie Tootie again last night. Delaney. She is such a little doll. Even though she's having, like, she's got gas. That's for sure. She's squirming and she's, yeah. So getting a hold of the doctor what to change this time and whatnot. But she's such a little cutie. Not because I'm, yes. Yeah. Yeah, well, you have no choice when it's your husband's business and the secretary decides she's not showing up. She didn't show up to do their payroll. She didn't show up to do payments out and billing, and there's quite a few things she didn't do. So you got to go do what you got to do. Yes. But it's like, it's like, I just want always good news about anybody. Okay. Put the right side up on these because this is the off-white. I am so good at putting it wrong. But I keep Ronnie posted whenever everybody says anything, and she knows I update you guys on everything. She's glad you guys are concerned. She says, I don't know them, but she says, you got a good group of friends. It's like right side or wrong side. I don't know. It's like, I guess I don't have the computer quite down enough. I'm snowballing the corners. Finger press some pieces. But I'm just going to do this pumpkin today. The last of the block this way. And then next week, I will go back to making these little darlings, maple leaves. It's like I got browns and burnt reds and greens and some other color. But you got 8, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 12 of these maple leaves, I think it is, to make. I don't have the pattern on that page, but they're right there in my little pile so I don't lose anything. Okay, take these off carefully. Throw them on the floor. I have a question. When you long arm with pantographs, do you stand directly behind the machine or off to the side? It's off to the side just a little bit, like you're dancing. So just pretend you got Craig a little bit to the side because the machine needs to be over here to the right. Just a little bit because you need to see where the laser is on a panto. Not much, but you're still right behind. And then you learn how to dance and take a step when you need to move down the table. Uh-oh. Good thing you said something there. It's like, I'd forget. He's got them all cut and ready. He come down and got everything ready. I just had different times to put it in the oven. I have my alarm set for Alani time. Oh, wow. My walking thing's working today. Yesterday, with all I did, it said I only walked 937 steps. And it's like, okay, that's like rigor mortis setting in. Yes. Yep. It's just we're just to the right. Because it's like, when you're free motioning, do you look to the left side of the head of the machine or the right side? When I'd free motioned, I was always looking on the right side to see where I was going. And that's where I get lost and confused out there in the world. Because it seems a little funny. One way I'm looking one way, and the other one I'm looking the other direction. Yeah, poor Craig. Yeah. Yeah, so you're going back and forth all the time. And when you're in the back, you'll take time to look up over the top of your machine. And if you're really high up set up, that can be a little challenging. I have my machine set where I can look over the top and you have yours set. So there'll be a little bit of adjusting, but you go by sound because there is a sound difference when you run out of bobbin thread or the thread breaks. There's a total different sound. There is a different sound. And then when you're on the back side, you also get to look to, you see your stitches if they start going bad. But I got to get my panto drawn out for my next one that goes on. And then it's like, trying to remember what it is. But I'm working on my closet. Yeah, it's like the machine got a little burst of energy, is what it takes off on you. Then I always tear out to a good stopping point. There's all sorts of little things with long arming that, a lot of people don't understand. I thought you were long arming. Now you're timing too. She's dual duty. But he put the celery and the onion and the salts and the pepper and all the seasonings. He uses more seasoning than I ever dreamed of using. No wonder his gut is the way it is. Oh, well, last night he called to tell me that it was on what he was fixing for dinner. He says, I got out, it's sitting on the counter. So when I got home, I put it in a roasting pan. Then when he shows up this morning, he goes, aren't we going to put it in a crock pot? I says, no, I'm here. As long as I'm here, we'll put it in the oven. So I'm smelling this all day today. And believe me, it is making me hungry. But it would probably help if I'd eat too. But when I go in to put the potatoes and carrots in, I could steal a piece off of that roast. It just disappeared. Then he was going to go home and make him a breakfast. But gotta pick up the papers again. Can't press these. I got them all trimmed. Now I'll go press those open or over, whichever I want to do. I don't press them open. I'm making this pumpkin lopsided because I wanted a little different. Okay, there's that one. Hi, Diane. You're on the last row? Good job. It goes by faster when you are loose. When you're loose, it goes by faster. Trimming up my little snowball corners because mine are never straight. Because I eyeballed it. Okay. The big one only has this piece on it. Or not the big one, the tall one. And I already got the stuffies all put up, so Bailey won't lose no more toys. I had the same issue when I crocheted. I was told constantly to loosen up. It's like, on crocheting, it's easier. Grab a bigger crochet hook. It's easier on that. Because you just grab a bigger crochet hook. And then your pattern's off, but your pattern's off if you're crocheting too tight, too. My mom crocheted tight and I crocheted looser. And same way with knitting. We just improvised well. I was looking up there going, where'd my pumpkin top go? I didn't put it back where it was supposed to be. Thing here is sewed on the right direction. And this one goes on top of this one. This one's not going to take very long today. I'm so into getting all my fall stuff done that I haven't been in the sewing room. Yesterday I come in only to sit something in here that belonged in here. The other day I come in and vacuumed. But I had to clean the back. I've been in the long arm room and my closet and organizing more. I have 5 quilt tops that need the borders put on. Had to get the backing first. And then got to do all the calculations. How much of the 3-yard backing I don't need to decide how many cuts I can take off of that 3-yard backing and put it on as the border. Because this pumpkin and this pumpkin are the same fabric. Because I didn't have a whole lot of oranges. But see, I put different size over there than here. This one looks short and fatter than that one. If I would have looked, I would have cut them backwards to each other. But I didn't look that far ahead. Just me. Reading the chat, making sure I keep up with everybody. And this is the other one. Except for I don't want them mirrored, so I'm going to put them this way. So I'm going to end up with 3 tall pumpkins near each other. Trying to decide. Will I be happy with it? Probably not. So all I can do is move this and this over here. Come on, poke in there. This is really good foam core board that Laura sent me. They want it this way and this way. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go with my first plan. Do it where they're not mirrored. Hey, everybody, telling everybody hi still. Okay, I'm going to press that one down so that seam can nest. And I'm sure it's time to go put that stuff in the oven. I think. Yep, it's 1 minute past. Let me run. I'll be right back. I don't want to throw off our dinner. Oops. Carrots are in. Now an hour before the potatoes. There. On my way home now. Okay. Okay. Did I press that down? I think I did. Because potatoes cook at a different rate of speed than the carrots do. Because one's a denser container. But today, just before the live, there was a news break that potato crops are being affected by the smoke in the air. Whoa, that's big meander for you, Laura. Good job. Did you figure out how to check your stitch, how many stitches you're putting out there? Have you figured? I know I didn't look back at. I do it. I don't do it every time, but it's like mine long arm almost has 500 million stitches or whatever it was. It doesn't matter how many stitches it takes. It's just, I like looking. And then you go, really? I did that many stitches? I'm having to focus really hard to keep it bigger and consistent. Well, yes, it is. There is a lot to do on different things. Is your floral one that you do a lot, is that a bigger one? Or is it tiny? Because if those flowers are tiny, wow. I'm looking for the pumpkin. It's like, not there. I know one person making this table runner. She's ahead of me. We was doing the leaves the other day together. Because there's so many leaves, I'm going to get some of them done ahead of time. Because you don't need to watch every single leaf be made. But, oh, and this table runner is called Onyx in Autumn. It's a free pattern at Always Sew by Jessica Dayon. The floral's easy to do bigger. I'm doing floral on the baby quilt. It's getting loaded next. Okay. I have to get one quilt, the binding done before I can think about loading another one. Someday maybe I'll be able to load a quilt on a long arm. Person can dream, right? Yes, we can all dream. Or in the long run, it's like before I bought mine, I go, how many quilts am I going to make? How long am I going to be quilting? It's like I had all these different things in my head of what I was going to do. And then that's how I decided accordingly. I was just going to do a lot of baby quilts, donation quilts. I can dream. I can win the lottery. And then I will just hire my own long armor. Then I don't have to worry about the space. And that's how it looks. But that one, this one right here, you don't see the corners. They're just little tiny ones. They had you put like 1 inch or 3/4 inch. And see, Maureen's dream, she went up to a longer, bigger table. So Maureen's dream's coming. But it's like, if you have the space, you go for it. I don't have the space. 12, 13, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Is that what it says I should be? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I don't want the 15.5 by 42 part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 8. Page 6. 1, 2, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay. 8, number 9. Oh, it doesn't tell you. So, this tells you what size the block's supposed to be. using one triangle, blah, 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 blah. You like how I read, read. Look at the picture. That's supposed to be 30.5. Plus 2 leaves on the end. 42.5. It's like, we'll see how it works out. But next it's the leaves. All these leaves. We have to have 4 green, 4 gold, 4 red. And I'm doing mine in different colors. Trying to find 2 of each. Because they sit on the corners. And mumbo jumbo up. So I'm just getting different colors. It's going with the reds, the greens, and the gold. But it's like, I'm just picking more colors. That way the corners aren't all identical. That's me. That's a me thing. So it's like, the hardest part of this whole thing was this cat. Put a pin. So I'll put the cat up there to go that way. And mine, his name is Salem. My cat's name's Salem. Alani named him. That's her cat's name. I was like, where's that spool of thread at that I just pulled? It's up here somewhere. I have a string coming out at me. Couldn't be my little helpers I had the other day that find the string. But this 3-4 feet of extra string hanging out here is not good. Now to kill off the next part of the hour, I allotted myself an hour to take a break from other stuff I was doing. Okay. I have them in bundles of little leaves. There's a leaf. 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 And there's a leaf. I just have to sit one out here and see how far it goes. It's a little package of a leaf. Did these the other night when I was sewing with Darlene. Of course, did I pick one that has everything? It should be. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I gotta cut up these little half square track. Stay on it until 5:30, and I can remind you to add the. Okay. Right off the bat on this pattern, Darlene and I both agreed. We changed the size of our squares. It was putting too wide of a stem on the end of our leaf. You kept thinking you're getting old. Well, I'm thinking that. I don't have the space. And I'm trying to just finish my projects I have and then let somebody younger do the long arming of the big ones. Because my knee after this last slip doesn't like standing as long as it used to. It's a sign of getting old. Just like I keep saying, if you hadn't noticed, I was wearing my holy jeans on again today. I love wearing them. They're comfortable. That's what I like to do. It's like, it's just me. Yeah. It's like, if I had the space, I would get it. But I'm not giving up my other space. I'll take the signs of getting old. It beats the alternative, yes. Marla does not have a long arm. She's just dreaming. She knows which one she wants. It's the one I said if I had the space and the money, I would get. But I think she was going full computer. And I don't want anything to do with that part. And then Maureen, when are you going to do it, and don't do it now? Getting old is the reason I do it now. If and when you can't use it anymore, sell it. But you deserve to live your life. Yes. Hi, Courtney. Courtney's coming on right after mine. So I'll sew a little bit more while Courtney's on. That's what she was going to do last we talked. Oh, she's prepping for dinner? Yep. Oh, our last meter reading coming up. Guy in the little golf cart out here reading our meter for the last time for the year. That's the first time I've seen him out here all year. And it's like even the little long arm that Maureen and I started with is still, it does a lot. And where I've managed to get mine to where I can do a bigger quilt on mine by a little bit of guessing and figuring. It's like it does work great. I have to make these into 1.5 inches. Yes. And if I change something on the pattern, I will tell you. Trial and error is what's made it that way. Because we've had pieces that doesn't work out. I have this little bug. Can't be a fruit fly. There's no fruit in here, and I'm not sweet, so definitely not that. Yeah. Yeah, see, if I had room, I could even get the frame Laura has. She's thinking about getting the king size bed, and I told her she would not get any king size quilt, so she said she would keep the queen. Okay. Well, I've made my kings off of my small one. It's just a lot of planning. But it slows me down. And that's what I need. I need slowed down. And it's like when I come on live, you're going to get whatever I'm doing at the time. I'm not going to try to plan. It's like I will finish Sweet Land of, and it's like we'll work on whatever project I'm working on. Like the other day, I sewed my binding together and rolled it around, and here it sits. That goes on next. That's my next thing I got to do. Sew that on the quilt. I'm half done with the binding on the quilt I have right now. So then I'll sew that one on. And the little buddy is the name of our small table. Or the little foot. And then the add-on I got is the little buddy. It made it be a big sewing machine or long arm. Does everything like a big long arm. So Maureen's upgrading to where she can load a quilt on the rollers. Because the Moxie frame will fit on my machine will fit on it. But I'm a panto girl, so I have to buy all that back stuff. Because pantos, I can get more patterns. And the size, I don't have to struggle to get everything to work out. Close that. Set that over there. Clean up this little mess. Okay, now I gotta sew my puzzle together here. It's like you don't see it very well. Here's the leaf and the pieces, just like this one set up. So I will chain piece them, web sew them. I find ways of hooking everything together eventually. Wrong foot again. Yeah, the weight is hard. It's like, I can tell you also, I like around the 9-inch pantos. I don't know what a groovy board comes with. It was just, that wasn't in my budget yet. And I like the pantos, so I'm fine with the pantos. So far, what I have, I don't reuse them very often. I'm always finding a new panto. Or I'll change something on the panto. Because I only need a little guy for now. I only need a 6-foot panto. Yeah, it's like, it didn't look right. And see, it's like, do you have to wait for Christmas? Is he making you wait to Christmas? That way it is the true, legit Christmas. Christmas comes wherever I want it to. Oops. That was supposed to press that way. You're going to finger press them the correct way. And I got to finish drawing out my bunny one. So I can do that. I think that's 2 quilts away from long arming. My next one's a big one. It's a 3-parter. You're making yourself wait. Oh, yeah, you got that cruise in November and the festival. Yeah. I always forget about the little things. Oh, that roast. Laura's just lucky she's not here having to smell it. My stomach is saying, smells good. See, that one that way, and that one is that way. You're making one of your family recipes for dinner. I'm just the carry-outer. Austin told me what I needed to do. He's been up cleaning and rearranging since the friend went home. He's been rearranging. He's going to put a new plyboard up behind the refrigerator. He said there's a little burst of cold air coming through there. So he's going to measure it for a piece of plywood. Yeah. See, I could eat pot roast, stew. I could eat it all the time. My family's not. They're into those steaks, and I'm not into those steaks. It's like I'd rather have a roast or good old fashioned homemade noodles and chicken. Dumplings. The doughy, fluffy ones. The ones Rita make are what I call noodles, my noodles. And my dumplings are fluffy ones. Melinda's wedding is in May. I already forgot when. Hey, I did put it on the calendar, I think. Hi, Lisa. Let me see. I just got to find where the calendar is. Well, it's the weekend of the 9th, 10th, and 11th. And so it's like, it's one of those days. It's like, that starts off with Alani's birthday on the 8th. Mother's Day's the 11th. I think it's the 10th. I think. And then she wants to plan going out to one of the islands. And then after I get home, I will turn 839 months old. When I make dumplings, I have to make two types, the light and fluffy and the other ones that are heavy. I call them sinkers. Yes, those are the sinkers. You just got to make sure to put them underneath the big ones that are floating on top. But I like the fluffy most of the time because I make the noodles the other way. Here's this little leaf. I'll grab the stuff to make another leaf. Let's do a red one, being I don't have a red one out there. They're pretty easy to go by. Darlene's sewing on something. I know that. I don't make dumplings and I don't make pot roast. I know, Laura. I wanted to try Thai food when I was in Florida too, and we didn't get to do that either. We forgot, I think, more than anything. Because quite a few people say, if you know what it is, it's not always going to be, it's not going to be spicy. Like Mexican food isn't always spicy. They said it's just something that you have to have somebody know what the Thai food is. Because Nora didn't want it. Excuse me. See, making myself hungry for dumplings. It's about time that Casey says, Mom, I need dumplings. Because he does do that. When he wants something. I bought him a box of Bisquick once. We had our wedding catered, Thai. My Georgian relatives were not happy. Okay. Because it went with, was it too spicy? Eat Austin's food. You have to like spice. He ran my pepper shaker out of pepper today. So I washed it up and it's drying, and I dug out secondary pepper shaker. Hi, Katie. Our boy are both foodies, and it's always an adventure. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to go in the restaurant by myself when I don't know anything about Thai food. Well, the only Thai food I knew was what that gal made me way back when, and I didn't see it on the menu because you can look up a lot of restaurants' menus online. Okay, now I got to square up these 4 half square triangles to 1.5 inches. These ones show up a little more in the thing. And thank you, Lisa. 1.5. One. Good. Yeah. Alani won't eat any of this. I'll cook a. She likes how I do her pizza. 30 minutes until the potatoes. Okay. If I get out there a little bit late, if I'm in the process of doing one of these, I'll just turn the heat up a little or find an excuse to go outside and do something. Occupy his time. And with cooking at my house, he doesn't have to worry about the pots and the pans accumulating in his little place. But he rearranged some more stuff yesterday, and getting settled is by himself in there. But by coming down here, he says it makes Grandma eat. I was going to have pork chops and mushroom soup gravy with red potatoes and carrots, but he changed to what he wanted. So I'll cook up the other still. Because I could even portion that and freeze it for other days. Doesn't mean I have to have it today. So this one says there, there, there. That one. That one. 1, 2, 3, and the stem. I noticed in my drawer I haven't been wearing this shirt. This is our pancreatic cancer walk shirt, deep purple. And then in the back, it has what Larry stands for. And everybody loves one of his R's, raunchy. I can't even remember what it says. I'd have to turn it around to read it. I have 2 of them. Just in case I got dirty. Yep, Katie, we do share links. It's allowed. That's how we build numbers. Heck, I didn't even see how many I have on mine anymore. I couldn't tell you how many I have subscribed now. Haven't looked for 2 weeks. You need all the great grandkids t-shirt sizes? Okay. Alani, she wore hers to bed the other night. And she wakes up. It still changes colors. She has to run outside on the porch to make sure it still changes colors. It's funny, the little things that entertain kids. That's a little piglet. I don't look at the emojis. They're usually so small I can't make out what they are. Your eyes are failing you. It's like, I guess I better put this stem in the right way. It's like, we bought my great niece jelly sandals that changed color. She was yeah. Not that, not that. This, that. Finger pressing. Terry wants a pair. Uh, my my one porcelain doll has jelly sandals, but they don't glow in the dark or change colors or anything. They're just purple jellies. Of course, they're purple jellies, right? Make sure that looks right before I sew it together. Yep. But Austin did sell the trailer. They come and got it. He moved out one day and they come and got it the next day. And it's funny. At first, they couldn't find anybody to move it. But when you tell them it's going to cost like $250 for us to move it, it's amazing. They found somebody to come move it pretty fast. Well, it takes time out of your day if you got to travel up someplace. People just think everybody's got time to have coffee for dinner. Uh, wait, didn't he? He has another trailer. I do have a picture of it. He ended up, his slide out was really, really, really leaking bad. So he ended up getting something else because this grandma didn't have time. to go up and do everything. So he got a smaller trailer that eventually he can have a pickup and pull behind. That's it. We got the skirting on it. He's got his little rug and patio furniture out there. Next, I want to do a little awning over his porch. But can't go, the poles can't go into the ground. So I figure we'll have to do plywood underneath to hook the 4x4s to and whatnot. And then the roof and everything. And then put some straps or rope over the top of the trailer. And it's a little smaller, but it's like he doesn't need anything big. But we had to do something. The slide out was just totally needing replaced. And that when we didn't have the time or the energy to do it. Do the buckets. Yeah, that's figured for the winter. We'll do little concrete something like that. And then he could use them as little end tables too. Before I press that, make sure that's right. But he's liking this one more. He just has to get used to downsizing. And then, like he said, later, at least he could reuse this one. You're taking the speaker in the kitchen. So there's the little red one. It shows up better. No spiders. It hasn't found one yet. And besides, he'd be screaming for Grandma anyway. It's like, don't want no spiders. I don't like spiders. Oops. Grab the next one. But this one has bunk beds, and the living room couch is what he's made down for him to sleep on. The dining room table can always be up, but it has bunk beds that on the top bunk is his storage, and the bottom bunk, his one dog thinks it's great that she has her own bed. Missy. The other one doesn't like going into the bunk bed. Wonder why I have... Oh, this is just where all the extra pieces got sit down at. I am looking forward to the end of the month. I got tickets to a doo-wop show. I love the oldies. It's like today I put in one Wild Purple People Eater in the CD. Alani was all up to for it. She was dancing away in the pickup. And then I showed her what a Purple People Eater looks like. Well, there went that idea. Turn it off. I don't like it. It's a monster. But she was all into the music. So then we listened to The Cat Came Back. I'd be better off rockin' Robin. Girls just want to have fun. She doesn't like my Eagles. I was just trying to find an upbeat something that she'd listen to. Trim, trim, trim. Trim my little block up. 1.5 inches. I wish that would quit smelling so good. Good thing I looked again there. I was going to trim 2 at the same time. Wonder how well that would have went over. Not very. Last night, I took Alani home because she was starting to fall asleep. That way, she could be out with Grandpa. When she fell asleep, she could just go to bed. She was tired enough. She went in and went to bed in her dress she wore to school yesterday. I says, "You didn't get out of your school clothes?" "No, I was tired." I says, "Was you tired or was you lazy?" She says, "Well, lazy." Just dance for the troll. That's it. I want in a good mood. Dan Seals, Josh Turner, the Eagles' greatest hits, George Strait. Can't name the songs, but don't have to name the songs to enjoy them. I know Hotel California and some of them. Desperado. Diane, did she find out her new friend's name? No. She can't remember the names. I hope that she figures it out pretty soon. Lisa. It's like, dang, those people look old. It's like my 50th, we got a certain amount of pages printout. We have a printout of everybody's information. It's like it tells them where I live, how many kids I had, how many grandkids I have, how many great grandkids. I was the only great grandma so far for the 50th. My sister is Yes, she does have a she has a granddaughter that's in her 30s, but she has a that granddaughter had a boy, what was it, 11, 12 years ago. So my sister, even though she's younger, she's been great grandma longer because that gal's mama was younger. And she just had her second baby. She finally found a guy that she wanted to be with. She miscarried on the first one. So this will probably be it for this one too. Unless God makes other decisions. Marla. No, but she remembered that, yeah, Cambry had a birthday yesterday. And she got a Rice Krispie treat. Yeah, she remembered that part. I don't know who Cambry is. And I don't know if they'll ever take a class picture like they used to. Because a lot of parents don't want that anymore because their kids' pictures going in somebody else's house. Yeah, that privacy thing. And I thought, oh, they're kids. I can look back at my picture and my mom and dad didn't write all the names on them. So I have unnamed pictures. So it didn't help to remember and flaunt out names for that. And Cambry was a girl, I think, if I remember right. That's about all we got out of her. Because when we was playing with the perpetual calendar, she needed that date on yesterday's date on there because that was Cambry's birthday. Like I could go up there to school. It's like I met Jackson and Zeus, or I think it was Zeus. But what they look like, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, that's what I thought she said. Because she forgot all about Cambry after that. She got hungry. And she hadn't ate much at lunch. She doesn't like eating lunch at school yet. Yeah, one day, I guess she gave her friends all of her fruit snacks out of her lunch. So she didn't eat because she gave her fruit snacks away. And her mom says, you have to eat first before you give away your food. So now she puts extra fruit snacks in her backpack. Then today, she didn't have her lunch pail because Mama took the lunch pail today. So she had to take her lunch in a different lunch pail in her backpack. And I says, well, it'll actually be better because you don't have two bags to keep track of. So we'll see how that goes over today. Anything that's new to her is daunting. And it is stressful. I didn't go to any kindergarten or preschool or anything. The teachers knew how bad I was going to be, so they skipped it that year. That is the only time in where I grew up. That's the only time they did not have kindergarten was the year I was born or going. The year I was to attend. And my grandpa always said it's because they knew how bad I was. Time for the potatoes? Okay. Well, I will get this little one done here, and I will we can all start saying our byes. Get this leaf done, and then I will go put the potatoes in and don't have to worry about rushing back. I'll go get something else done and be back on. I'm shooting for Tuesday. It's like, depends on what I'm doing. It's like Alicia is adding days to her schedule. And Laura, I'm going to give your email to Emily because she is very interested. And the best way is just to have her get a hold of you so she can find out the name of the facility and suggestions. Let's see. I did get a ding for something. Don't know what for. Swipe to open. It's like, remember how to do things. Okay. It's like, hold the replay. Tap to view. Here's the little cutie tootie. Daddy's babysitting. That's Miss Delaney. He says, 2 ounces of formula. It's like, Snapchat is not cooperating with me. Mexican casserole. Perfect. Just message or give her last name and email address to me so I know to open it. Okay. But she so wants to stay home with her little one. Gallery. Back. Today. It says 2 ounces formula and 1 good burp. Nap time. That's how a father describes the day with the daughter. 2 ounces of formula, 1 good burp, and nap time. And here's the green one. You have to wait. Just put, yeah. Yeah, because her last name is, and I don't know what her email address is anymore. So it's like, I will get a hold of her. But it's like, she wants to stay home with her little one. Can't blame her. I was an at-home mom for all the years. But we'll talk to everybody next week. If we see you someplace, we see you someplace. Courtney, you coming on? Give us about 30 minutes so I can get things done, and then I'll be back. Oh, raise the camera up so you can see me. But we'll talk to you guys all later. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye.